Going into this recession, I wanted to examine Tesla and how they stack up against other automakers financially. As I compared balance sheets of other automakers, I started to have concerns about two in particular: Ford Motor Company and BMW. I'm going to look at these companies' finances and electric vehicles side by side. Which automakers will go bankrupt? Alright, so what's bankruptcy? Well, it's basically when you say we're out of money and we're not paying our debt. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Ford fan. I think Henry Ford was one of the greatest innovators of all time. Ford as a company has one of the greatest histories of any automaker. As far as BMW goes, they made some of my childhood dream cars, before I knew much about cars, that is. However, it's 2020 and times have changed. We're going into a recession and looking at a whole new world. The internal combustion engine is a slowly dying breed, as the world realizes the many benefits to electric vehicles. Automakers are funneling billions into electric vehicle production, and they're finding out that catching a 10-year engineering lead isn't so easy. Cash is certainly going to be a problem, as a recession's hitting during quarter one, a seasonally weak quarter for vehicles. Looking at the 2019 balance sheets for these companies, you can see that BMW and Ford have much more cash than Tesla does. However, if you look at the accounts payable and the long-term debt, you can see that they've got an underlying debt problem. Combine that with the fact that these are some of the strongest brands in the industry and have these minuscule market caps, and you've got a recipe for bankruptcy and someone buying them out. Looking at BMW's 5-year chart, you can see that they've gone sideways. Ford's 5-year chart shows a similar scenario. The question is, what's causing investors to lose faith in these companies? Meet Klaus Friedrich. He's a BMW executive who had some questionable things to say during the BMW Electric Investor Day in June. The video of him saying it is nowhere to be found, however there's plenty of articles describing what he said, such as, there's no demand for electric vehicles, that BMW would be continuing to focus on hybrids, and that the only demand was for Teslas. The problem with hybrids is, all the extra parts mean a lot of extra weight. 2 powertrains, an engine, and batteries are not light. And yes, most of the electric vehicle demand does go to Teslas. However, that's simply because they've managed to create compelling vehicles. This does not look like a BMW. Electric vehicle buyers do not want this. Meet Ford's mistake, the Mustang Mach-E, their first entry into the electric vehicle market. Don't get me wrong, this is a very good looking SUV. However, it's a major marketing failure. The Mustang is a historic vehicle, with one of the largest fan bases of any car. However, the Mustang is a muscle car, and that means a rear-wheel drive V8 engine coupe. This electric SUV? It's just not it, Chief. I mean, just imagine a Mach-E pulling up to a Mustang meet. They're gonna be let in, but there's gonna be a lot of discrimination. What, are you gonna pop your hood and show them your frunk full of chicken? Something tells me there will be more soccer moms than Mustang fans driving the Mach-E. The BMW i3 gets a minuscule range of 100 miles, 180 if you have the hybrid. It gets 181 horsepower, it goes 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds, 8 if you have the hybrid, and it's got a top speed of only 93 miles per hour. This is not a vehicle you want to drive on the Autobahn. And looking at the Mustang Mach-E, well, the stats are quite impressive. However, this is not a vehicle that has left production yet. It's still all theoretical. And let's face it, there's a few things BMWs are known for.
They drive fast. They handle really well. They're also endless money pits.
Looking at these numbers, you can see the Model 3 well outsold anything in its class in California. And who's surprised with the low maintenance of electric vehicles? No one wants to constantly have their car in the shop. Ford can only hope the Cybertruck doesn't eat up profits from their F-150 cash cow. All of the new EVs legacy automakers are creating are going to have one big problem: batteries. After selling about 26,000 e-trons last year, Audi has paused production as they've run out of batteries. Jaguar stopped I-Pace production after only about 18,000 units for the exact same reasons. In fact, Tesla's bottleneck is batteries. That's why the Semi is being produced last, as it uses so many batteries. However, Tesla has a long-standing deal with Panasonic, and new deals with Chinese company CATL and LG Chem. Not to mention they've started production of their own batteries. Here's a hypothetical. If you were a supplier, who would you give priority to? The cars that make up 5% of your business, or 80% of your business? Think about it.